All right, we're going to go over the vocabulary section of the angles quiz. So, getting started, question 1 asks us to name line ED. Here is point E, here is point D, and the line that goes between them is this line right here. Notice that this line, in relation to the circle, it only touches the circle one time. It touches right here. Whenever it looks like it just touches once, that's what we call a tangent line. The next one is point A. Well, here's point A right here. Notice it's in the middle of our circle, so we call that the center. The next one, line segment BG. Here's B, here's G, and here's the line between them. If you notice, B and G are on the circle, but this line is special because it passes through point A, which we said was the center. So BG right here that passes through A, that is what we call a diameter. All right, next up is line segment CF. So CF, similar to BG because both of its ends sit on the circle, but it does not pass through A. So this is what we call a chord. All right, JA. Here's point J and here's point A. Notice it only touches the circle on one end, but the other end is the center at point A. This is what we call a radius. Next one is an arc. Notice the arc symbol above the letters. So I want arc CF. Here is C, here is F, and the arc that we want is the shortest distance between them. So C to F is right here. That's the arc we're talking about. Notice that arc is less than half the circle. That's what we call a minor arc. Next is arc BG. So here's B, here's G, and here's the arc between them. If you notice, both arcs going either direction look to be about the same. And that's true. They are actually the same. Remember, we had classified line segment BG as our diameter. So a diameter cuts the circle in half. So both of these arcs are the same because they're half of the circle, and we call that a semicircle. All right, the next arc is FGB. So it's got 3 letters this time, so we just follow them around the circle in order. F to G, and then continue around to B. And usually when an arc is listed with 3 letters, it's because it wants you to go the long way between the 2 endpoints rather than the short distance. So what happens is, notice this arc is greater than half the circle. It was the long way around. That is what we call a major arc. And our last line here is line IH. Here is I and here is H. Notice this line passes through the circle. It would like cut the circle a little bit off of the circle, right? If this was your cookie, you're taking a cut out of it. Anyway, this line touches the circle in 2 places, right here and right here. That is what we call a secant line. It goes through the circle.